Welcome to the Kingdom Podcast, featuring Commissioner Christine King, where all voices are heard.
Welcome to the Kingdom Podcast, where all voices are heard. I am your host, Christine King, Commissioner for the City of Miami, District 5, and the Chairwoman of the City of Miami Commission. Today, my guest is Alonzo Mourning, who is a hometown hero for us and does so much for our community. I believe your career as a philanthropist and a community activist maybe outshines your basketball career.
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be on your show. This is awesome, and I'm just kind of taken back that being a politician and chairwoman. And broadcast journalism is in your future as well.
I don't know about that.
The way you're conducting this interview, it's pretty cool, So you got many talents. I'm impressed.
Thank you. So you spent how many years with the Miami Heat?
Well, been in Miami 30 years total.
Okay.
And 16 years playing in the NBA. 11 of those years were with the Miami Heat playing. Mm-hmm. And this is my 15th year in the front office for the Miami Heat as the front office executive, vice president of player development and programs for the Miami Heat. So I've been with the team for 26 years.
It's amazing.
Long time. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And we are very proud of our Miami Heat.
Thank you.
They maybe could have done better this season.
Yeah, well, we still got a lot of games to play. We're coming on this, the last pretty much quarter of the season, and we made a big trade, and
needed a big trade.
We made a big trade, and we got some new players in, so they're getting accustomed. They're on their fifth game with us, so they're getting accustomed to this new system, and I think once they kind of settle in, we'll start picking up some momentum and start winning some ball games.
I'm not really, I can't say that I'm a big sports fan,
It's
that
okay.
I really understand.
But you're a Heat fan, though.
I am a Heat fan.
That's all that matters.
I am a Heat fan, and lately I've been watching on YouTube Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie and Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
They crack me up.
Well, that show
crack me up.
Won quite a few Emmys, so quite a few awards that show has won. And they have an incredible chemistry on TV where they have a lot of viewers, and they're able to articulate the game in a comedic way, but at the same time explain it in a way that makes it attractive
for everyone.
Fans, for
fans. For everyone.
Yeah. So I love watching their show.
Yeah. Now, I didn't meet you until I got elected. You're not a basketball player. I know you as Alonzo Mourning, community activist, the force behind Overtown Youth Center, and also developer of affordable housing. How did you transition into that life? And tell us, for our audience, our listeners and our viewers, what the Overtown Youth Center is, because that is a game changer for kids in Overtown, that center.
Well, so the Overtown Youth Center is an environment that was created to provide education first, but we've evolved into this family resource center. We'll provide services. Just last year alone, we provided service to over 5,000 families. This is our 21st year providing services, and our program starts age 5 with our kids. We follow them to age 25, and we provide wraparound holistic services for the children and families, like I said, education-based, and in school, after school, and summer programming. So there's this strong, consistent voice of influence in these kids' lives, which is why over the years we have graduated 100% of our kids from high school, 90% of our kids go to college and graduate. And it's something that we're proud of. We got a significant percentage of our graduates that have graduated from college and they've come back. We got about 9, I think 10 now, 10 kids that I remember when they were babies in our program. Now they're working for us. So we got 110 staff, and we are the largest CBO, community-based organization, in South Florida. And how it evolved, well, I'm going to just take you back. I'm going to take you back when I was in foster care. I was in a group home for about a year, and this foster family took me in. And this was age 13, and I was starting junior high school, and this woman by the name of Fanny Threet took me out of foster care and took me into her home with her family. She fostered 49 kids in her lifetime.
Wow. And
I was one of 49. And she was a very faith-based woman. She was a retired school teacher, and she was a giver. So she implemented pretty much all of her qualities in me at an early age, and I adopted them, and I carried that torch on to the next level. So I ended up being the #1 high school player in the country. I was highly recruited. I went to Georgetown University, all because of John Thompson, Hall of Fame coach, God rest his soul. He was a father figure in my life. My high school coach, back up a little bit, my high school coach was coached by John B. McClendon, who was also in the Hall of Fame as well, who worked right next to, alongside of James Naismith, who is the founder of basketball.
I do know that.
So I have some ties to that, so I think about all these folks that help contribute to my well-being, and it's the reason why I'm sitting here talking to you today. I knew that the qualities that Ms. Threet implemented in me and all the other people that contributed to who I am, I knew that I had to pay it forward. So that's how the Overtown Youth Center evolved.
And that it is such a blessing.
Through their contributions, And so started the process because we kicked off this event through my foundation called Zoe Summer Groove. We did it for 16 years. And it was pretty much a staple here in the community. We raised millions of dollars for local charities. And then at the time, I attracted some businessmen here in town. One of them, his name was Marty Margulies, and he approached me and he said, hey, I love what you're doing in the community. I want to do my part. He said, I'm a developer, art collector, what have you. And he said, I want to help you out. I want to build something for you. So he built the original Overtown Youth Center. He took me to I didn't know anything about a lot of politics back then. He took me to town hall meetings. He took me to commission meetings because we were trying to get this park property right over here. And at the time, the commissioner of this particular district was Art Teal. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Very smart individual.
Yeah, very smart man. And I had interactions with him, learning politics, a lot of which I didn't want to know about because I was so focused on basketball at that time. The old arena was right here, right next to the Lyric Theater. And I used to come in this neighborhood and I used to see a lot of visuals that I didn't want to see because I grew up in this type of neighborhood back then in the 90s. I came here in 95 and I said, I want to see some change over here, And I wasn't going to wait for nobody else to do it. So Marty built 18,000 square feet facility on that park footprint. And little did I know he had the easy job. I didn't realize the task that I had in front of me. And I'm a strong believer that, don't act like you know, ask somebody that knows.
Right,
right. I've always been taught that. Hang around people that's smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? So if you the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Exactly. I say that all the time.
So I seeked out an individual that did after school programming and had perfected it. They happened to be in Portland, Oregon. SEI, Self-Enhancement Incorporated, an organization in Portland, Oregon. I was a Nike athlete back then, so Nike headquarters is in Portland. So the board members at Nike introduced me to Tony Hobson, who was the founder of SEI. I went and visited that organization. They were a 20-something-year organization at the time. They've been around over 40 years now. And I basically adopted their model and implemented it here. So I replicated a model in Portland, Oregon, implemented it here. Marty built this 18,000 square foot facility, and I implemented that culture. Tony came down with his staff, helped me start it, and here we are 21 years later.
And the new facility is state of the art. It is beautiful.
Well, we tripled the size. It's 56,000 square feet now. And the reason being is because my life is, and I'm a huge advocate of growth. And we can't grow in isolation. We grow in community. We grow with our connection to other people, you know, and I'm a huge advocate of growth. And I wanted to see this grow. I wanted to see this change the narrative here in this community as it pertains to education. At that time when I came in the community, statistically speaking, it was like 2-3 out of 12 kids that graduated from high school.
Right.
So I knew where education got me. Just having an opportunity to get an education at a prestigious school, a well-respected school globally, Georgetown University. And we have a satellite campus in Doha in the Middle East. You know, so this lets you know, the level of education that Georgetown is, and the demands that they place on you, and how I became a better person because of that environment. You know, I might not remember all the stuff I learned in class, but that environment made me a better person.
Right.
So I wanted young people that grew up like me, I wanted them to have an opportunity to experience that as well. You know, regardless of what area code or obstacles in their household or what they were facing, every child has the ability. Many of them just don't have the resources, and I'm a strong believer of that. You know, so we do that. We provide those opportunities for these children and families to succeed, to become positive and contributing citizens, to accomplish their goals.
But I think
to accomplish their dreams.
One of the most important things is that you include the family.
Oh,
and you also have mental health services as well.
Well, the wraparound services entail us identifying all the possible obstacles that might keep a child from walking through the doors of a school to walking across the stage with a diploma in their hand.
Right.
So it could be some hygiene issues in the home. It could be lack of nutrition. It could be some medical issues. It could be a lot of different things that the school system don't have the manpower or the ability to knock on the door and identify what's going on in little Johnny and little Susie's house. So they just deal with the child when they get to school and they don't know what's going on at home. We are based on a relationship model. Our program is that we adopted from Portland, Oregon, is centered around relationships. And I'm a strong advocate, and we're all here because of the relationships that we have in our lives, and having a relationship with the parents allows us, and 80% of our kids come from single parent homes that are in our program. And we got close to 1,000 kids in our program, so when you think about that, we have to connect with the parents in order for them to trust us.
Right. With their babies.
You know what I'm saying? So the long and short of it is that, we know that at-risk kids go home to at-risk situations, So identify what those at-risk situations are, provide some support and relief to them, and there in turn, you'll see a change in the development of that child, So we like to feel that we mastered it. We got an incredible system. We got an amazing staff. I wish I could pay them more, but we're not for profit, but our staff is very passionate about their work, and we have seen incredible change in this community and in our kids that come through our program.
What I love is that you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to, and you work hard at it, because you've busted up my phone a couple of times for the opening of the building. The city wasn't doing this and the city wasn't doing that.
Right.
And with everything that you have going on, for you to be so passionate and to care about what happens to these children, God has a special place for you.
Well,
And I know you don't do it to,
that's not.
I
that's
know
not
you
why
didn't
I'm
do
doing
it to
it.
get
I'm
into
doing it.
heaven, but
I'm doing it. First of all, I'm doing it because somebody did it for me, you know. And now that I'm so embedded into this process, that I just can't, turn my
Right.
back on it.
yeah, because
Now
you haven't.
because I got all these people relying on me to
Right.
make sure that the lights on, that we keep this $9 million budget rolling, every year.
And you haven't-
I gotta show up. I
Right.
gotta show up.
You haven't allowed fame and fortune to let you forget where you came from, your humble beginnings. And that's one of the things, like, we learned that I'm studying Stoicism, and that was the lesson today, not to let your success change who you are, and you're still humble. You're still able to say that I was that kid
Right.
not long ago,
Yeah.
and I want to give every kid I can the opportunity that was given to me,
Right.
and that
Most
speaks to your character.
Well, Madam Commissioner, I'm going to tell you this. I've been extremely blessed, okay? Extremely blessed. Basketball gave me this incredible platform, allowed me to travel the world and take care of my family and what have you. The purpose of a blessing, and I tell all my kids this, the purpose of a blessing is to use it,
Right.
not just for yourself.
Right.
To use that blessing to bless somebody else. That's the purpose of a blessing. And I've been fortunate enough to use what God has given me, this basketball platform, the relationships I develop and what have you, and the influence, use that to make a difference in somebody else's life. So that's why I do it. That blessing that God has given me wasn't for me to hoard it to myself, it's to use it.
But you're also now stepping into the arena of development and providing safe, affordable, decent living for families. How did you venture into
Families
being
and seniors.
and seniors?
Yeah, because I was taken into a home out of a group home. If I wasn't taken into that home, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. I don't know. I probably would have grew up in the foster care system and stayed in a group home until I was 18, until they kicked me out. I mean, who knows what my life would be then.
Right.
But I was taken into a home. Miss Street had a home that she took me into out of that group home. So I realized the importance of home. And with the current atmosphere here in South Florida, it's extremely challenging for the natives
It is.
to afford to live here anymore. And that is disheartening to me because, I've been blessed to, play basketball, be able to take care of myself and my family, and a lot of my loved ones. But to see people have to spend, 60% of their
Income
income,
or more.
yeah, or more, just on rent.
Right.
Jesus Christ, it's just not fair. It's not. So I created AM Affordable Housing, a not-for-profit, and I did it with the sole purpose of helping people. Now it's a business, so the long and short of it is, what I want to do is tackle the statistics of the lack of housing. There's a lack of 7 million affordable homes throughout the country. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, just here in South Florida, 19,000. We
It
need
is a
about
lot.
19,000
Yes.
affordable housing.
And we broke ground a couple of months ago
Yes,
on how
we
many
did.
units?
Phase two is 120 units. Courtside apartments. Phase one, we received a national award for it. Ben Carson showed up. He was the head of HUD at that particular time during the
yes.
Trump administration, and he showed up there, and we received tremendous accolades across the country for Courtside 1. Now we're doing Courtside 2, and I'm excited. I truly am, you know. But it's just, it only, you know, takes care of a small percentage of people.
But it
Yeah,
helps.
but it helps.
Every little
It
bit
helps.
helps because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
it really
other
does.
projects like
Yeah.
that.
And I appreciate your support and helping us, especially, you know, helping us receive, you know, the tax credits that we need, you know, the CRA dollars, what have you, to get this thing done.
It's important work, and like you said, there's such a need. We have lists. Someone comes to me almost every day needing a place to stay,
Needing a place to live.
need an affordable
affordable
place to
Yeah,
stay.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful for
my
you
pleasure.
and the work that you're doing in the community and in District 5 in particular.
My pleasure.
I
My
am
pleasure.
so thrilled to be a part of that initiative. I know you're a big golfer. We're going to get on the course together soon.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to
But
that.
we've reached a point in my podcast where I ask you a series of questions.
Ooh.
You're not supposed to think about it for too long. Just
I
tell
wish
us.
I would have got them before you about to ask me.
No. Okay. They're easy, though.
Right.
Do you have a favorite book?
The Bible.
Really?
Yes.
It's very dense reading.
Uh,
I read a lot. I read every day, but I cannot say that I will sit. I've tried to sit and read the Bible several times. And
I read the scripture every day.
do you?
Well, I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I read. I read the scripture. I grab my phone, I read the scripture of the day.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
A lot of people don't know that, so yeah.
But that it also speaks to the work that you are doing
Oh, yeah.
because you are grounded in faith.
I am, very much so. You know, and I tried my best to incorporate that scripture into my life. I try my best, you know. I mean, it's a challenge. It really is, you know. But I'm continually working on it every day, for sure.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song? A theme song?
A theme song. I don't have a theme song. I just love all music, especially 80s music. I love Marvin Gaye. I love Shaka Khan. I love jazz, all types of jazz. Joe Sample, David Sanborn,
You should
Count
listen to
Basie, Ella Fitzgerald.
Damien Escobar. Are you
Never heard
familiar?
of him.
Check out
Yeah.
Damien Escobar. And he's going to be at the Seabreeze Jazz Festival in Panama City in April.
Oh, okay. I've never been to Panama City.
It's a very, very nice jazz festival. I love it.
Yeah. I love this artist named Anthony David. He's an incredible artist, you know, and Anthony Hamilton is another
Yes.
artist that I love. You know, I love his music. So I like all time, and I like a little hip hop too.
I like a lot of hip hop.
I like a little hip hop.
Oh no, I like a lot of hip hop.
But if you sit in my car with me, I got gospel music on. I got Kurt Franklin radio on all day long.
Yeah. I like all music.
Okay.
All of I like classical music.
Right.
I like all music.
Okay.
I don't shy away from any genre
Yeah,
of music.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not a big country music fan. I like some of the songs, but outside of that, I pretty much like all music for the most part.
If you could have dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would you want to break bread with?
Wow. Well, could it be 3 people?
Okay. Yes.
Well, first of all, I would like to have dinner with Jesus Christ, because I got a lot of questions for him.
Okay.
Okay. Jesus Christ, Dr. King, and Bob Marley.
Wow.
Those three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you could,
Because I love reggae music too. Absolutely love Bob Marley. Love it.
that is true.
Yes.
Well, I'm Caribbean, so I cannot help
Okay.
but love
Okay.
Caribbean music, calypso, reggae,
Okay, I got you.
all of that.
I
It's
got
just,
you.
we grew up on that.
Okay.
If you could give young Alonzo Mourning advice, what would you tell him?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, when I first came here, I signed a $100 million contract. This is in 1995. Now, you see Miami the way it is now. All right. A young me, I would encourage him to learn it a lot sooner, get it a lot sooner.
Buy everything.
Yes. I didn't know anything about real estate. I wasn't educated on any of that stuff. You know, I didn't have that mentality at all. And that's why I value education so much. I want our kids to get it a lot sooner than I did.
Right.
So a young me, that's what I would tell him. Like, hey, I want you to learn this now a lot sooner than what I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
So-
I would have owned Miami. I would have owned it back then because I had the liquidity. It
Right,
was crazy.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Yeah, especially Wynwood now and the
Right,
design district.
right.
I owned all that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that is bringing us to the end of this conversation.
I was having so much fun.
I know.
I was gonna keep going.
I want to thank you for being a guest on the Kingdom
Thank you.
Podcast.
I appreciate you having me.
And I look forward to doing a lot more work with you
Oh, it's my
for
pleasure.
our community.
Madam Commissioner, it's an absolute pleasure working with you.
Thank you. And that is another episode of the Kingdom Podcast. Thank you for joining us.